Shemai, how are you all? Happy Sunday to you all. I'm doing a bit of a Stampin' Sunday today. I still on a bit of a stash busting mission, even in my card making. And I was looking through my card making stash. I found these lovely buffalo check backgrounds that I did for a card class, and I thought, right, let's use them up. So I'm going to make this card tonight. This is Painted Harvest. I love this stamp set, and I know you're probably thinking, she says that about all the stamp sets, but you can do such a lot with this one. So let me show you what we're using all together. We have got Painted Harvest from the annual catalogue, and also the little leaf punch which fits the leaf in the stamp set, so we're using that one. The sentiment comes from the Occasions catalogue, and it's there. It's called Itty Bitty Birthdays, and buffalo check is from, I was thinking it was a carryover item, but I know that it was in the autumn winter catalogue. So is this one, Painted Harvest here. Oh, it's got the glare of the light, and Itty Bitty Birthdays. So as I say, I had made up my kits for a card class, and I had over stamped some of these buffalo check ones. So I thought, right, let's use them up. So what I'm going to start by doing, I've done quite a lot of the prep. There isn't a framelit, sadly, to cut out the sunflower. I do love a matching framelit set, as does my mum. So I'm going to hand cut it. I'm going to do the little leaves here. I'm going to do these little ferns first. And this stamp set gives you a bit of a watercolour effect. It doesn't give a really crisp stamped image, but that is what the stamp set's all about. So I'm just gonna do some of these ferns across there. Just go one up there then. There we go. So this is Old Olive. I do like Old Olive, and I'm just going to, if I can just try and peel that off, I'm just going to stamp the other two leaves now on my scrap paper here, and I'm then going to cut those out using the little punch. There we go. So as you can see, it doesn't give a really bright crisp image. It's more of a watercolor effect. So there we go, just line it up with a punch, and out it comes. And when the other side. The other thing I need to do on here is to stamp the sentiment, and I'm going for It's Your Day, and I'm going to use soft suede. I wanted like that homely, rustic sort of look, and I've also added a little bit of burlap ribbon. Now let's try and line this up so I can stamp it straight. I am much better with polymer stamps because then I can see through. I hope I didn't give you a shot of my fuzzy head, because as my mother reminded me the other day, it was about time I had my grey. She said to me, when you having a colour on your hair next? So obviously I'm looking a little bit grey. It's very kind, isn't it? So I'm going to stamp the full sunflower image using crushed curry. There we are. So if you can see that even though I've stamped that down with a nice juicy ink pad, it still gives you that effect there, which is what is the intention of the stamp set. Just going to give it a quick wipe with a baby wipe before I clean them properly at the end. Good old baby wipes. Then I'm going to use pumpkin pie to add the detail in. Ooh, things are alive tonight. Now then, to try to line it up, I'm going for, there's a little bit of a dent there. I'm going to try and line that little dent up with the dent that's on the bottom one. But to be honest, it's a sort of stamp set that you haven't got to be absolutely precise. Because I don't think anyone would stop and think, hang on, she hasn't lined those petals up properly. I'm now going to do the inside of it with soft suede, and again I look to see where, there we go, it matches. I cut one out ready, but I wanted to cut the other one out in front of you so you can see that it is quite easy to do. And that's from a girl who isn't a lover of fussy cutting. Some people find fussy cutting really therapeutic, and I find it quite stressful, to be honest. That's why as soon as I see a bundle with framelets or a punch to match, I'm there. As you can see, I'm not sort of being really precise. I'm leaving a little bit of white around it. And I'm just sort of roughly following the petals. There we go. How quick was that? So what I'm going to do now, I'm putting this on here with some foam pads. So I'm going to stick together these layers first. Using my ATG. Hope you've all had a lovely Sunday. I've had a lovely Sunday lunch today, cooked by my mum, which was absolutely fantastic. There we go. So I'm using crumb cake, the Whisper White obviously, and this is Poppy Parade. So the ink for the buffalo check is Poppy Parade. I wanted to look a bit like a tablecloth on a picnic. There we go. Just going to stick that one down there, like that. Then, using my foam pads, I'm going to stick this down first because I want the flowers and the leaves, as you can see on this one, to come off the edge. So I'll stick these down first. Just peel the backs off. So it's nice to have just a batch of birthday cards at hand all throughout the year. Just trying to line that up. The nice thing is about the buffalo check as well, you can use the squares to help you line things up. And I've just realised that once again I've forgotten to get a card. So this is a pre-cut card. I think it's about, what size is it? About 8 by 6. 8 by 6. I'll just stick that down on there then. It's a nice easy card to make, but I just think it looks really fresh and pretty. And it's quite nice to use red for something other than Christmas cards. There we go. Just check this. Now then, to stick this flower on here, if you can see it there, I'm actually going to put my foam pads off my sentiment piece here. And then the other flower then I'm sticking on with Tombow, and it'll keep them both in place then. I want to just bring the design off the white piece in the centre. There we go. Stick that there. With the little leaves then I'm going to put some foam pads only on 2 out of 3 leaves. I'm covered in ink as usual. Just putting that one up there. And then one there. It's been great to see how many of my crafty friends now I've been inspired to make cards lately. I run a craft club and we've got a Facebook page, and it's been fab to see all the different designs that everyone's been sharing, and I find it really inspiring. They were all inspiring each other. There we go. So there's the sunflowers on there. The last thing I've got to do now, I've used some of this burlap ribbon, and it comes in a piece like this, and if you can see, if I can get the camera to focus, it's all in separate strands. So what I usually do is I cut the first bits of the strands here, just show you, just to separate it, and then you can pull them away from the main piece, and then I'm going to just make them into a bow. Now my bow tying isn't brilliant. I tend to do bunny ears. And then just sort of trying to even it up a little bit. Again, I always think when I see this sort of twine, this natural twine, or jute or burlap, it gives it a bit of more of a rustic feel. So I'm going to use then a mini glue dot. I'm just going to squash it up a little bit on my fingers, and I'm just going to stick it then behind where the knot is, and then it's going on my card, just like that. And there we go. How simple was that? A lovely summery looking, I think, or I know sunflowers are always a sign of early autumn, but I think it's a lovely summery looking card, ready for birthdays, to send a bit of cheer in these miserable winter months. And that was using Painted Harvest. There it is. And obviously I used Itty Bitty Birthdays, but any sentiment would do. And I used the buffalo check, but you could also use checked paper as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm delighted to see that I've got almost 250 subscribers now. Thank you so much. You wouldn't believe how much that makes my day when I see that I've gained a new subscriber. And if you haven't got a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator but would be interested in purchasing some of these lovely items, here's my selling page here. I would be delighted to be able to help you. Hope you all have a wonderful week ahead of you, and there'll be a video coming out now on Tuesday, which is 10-minute Tuesday, and there's another one coming out on Friday, which is Free for All Friday, and is actually going to be handmade scrapbook embellishment clusters. I shall see you very soon. This is Nikki from Nikki Nax Paper Crafts saying Hwyl fawr and take care.